You said bell peppers and beef.
His name's Asimov Solensen. Are you listening to me?
There's no beef in here. So you wouldn't really call it bell peppers and beef now, would you?
Yes, I would.
Well, it's not!
It is when you're broke.
What's going on, fellas? What's going on?
Bro, what up, man? What's going on, dog? Bro, we got people who's been waiting for the fucking anime pod for a long ass time, all right? And I need you motherfuckers to hurry up and get your goddamn Hajime no Ippo Revo or whatever the hell that shit called. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the GOAT anime. I'm gonna need y'all boys to crank them bitches out. You feel me? What's going on, man?
You already know my boy. It's been a great anime season so far, bro. Because me and Nick just recently finished binging Kengan Ashura season 2. You started watching that yet, bro?
Me? No, you know I don't fuck with that anime. I don't fuck with any Netflix anime, bro. Come on, bro.
You honestly need to fuck with this, bro.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a chance because I have seen some of the fight scenes, and I'm like, by CGI standards, it's not stiff. It does look pretty fucking smooth.
It's the only CGI anime I've ever seen that I've liked. I hate CGI anime, like off principle.
With good reason,
basically,
for sure. With good reason.
But this stuff is actually pretty good quality, man. Like I'm not gonna lie, we binged that shit through.
How many seasons is it now? Is
2.
it 2? And what, 13 episodes?
Each season.
All right, yeah, I could knock that out. It's just, for whatever reason, to me, when it comes to the Netflix animes, to me, there's a lot to be desired. I'm supposed to go ahead and finish fucking Castlevania.
That wasn't bad either.
Yeah, I've watched the first season or whatever like that. So I'm
second season wasn't as good, but it was good.
All right, I got a huge list. I'm paying $17 a month for fucking Netflix, bro. I might as well get my fucking money.
Yeah,
it's up there, bro. Yeah, they waxing, bro. Like they're waxing. But before we go ahead and delve into everything, you guys' opinion, and this episode is it's not gonna be about just all the general anime that we watch. It's going to be more centered about our favorite tournament arcs and anime. But before we get to that, this has been one of the most hyped seasons of anime in recent memory. So we definitely got to touch on some of these animes that dropped. Starting with, obviously, Demon Slayer, fucking My Hero, Fire Force, Dr. Stone, which you were right, Rod. It did pick up. I skipped 6 episodes. I went straight to the last one. And I'm like, all right, I could jig with this.
Yeah, Dr. Stone is a bit of a slow burn to start with. But yeah. I mean, but you know what? The characters, they grow on you. You know what I mean? There's some likable characters like Genro and Kinro. Like, they're hilarious.
Kinro.
You know?
Shout out to, honorable mention to the grand bout, the tournament, and Dr. Stone, the ultimate match of science versus might.
Yeah, it was pretty entertaining. I ain't gonna lie. I fucked with that little tournament. But Fire Force, though. I mean, Fire Force, man, just recently, the last like few episodes, man, my man, shout out to Waka, who's one of the dopest characters I ever watched. Yo, their sacrifices include entire blocks, nigga, and they're perfectly fine with the destruction. I love it.
Bro, I like how he took out a demon single-handedly and he created a new moon.
Bro, this man is dope.
That nigga Obi is OP. That's what they just changed his name to, bro. He's a 2nd gen and a 3rd gen, bro. Like, come on,
Nah, that's
bro.
not Obi, dog. That's Benimaru. Obi is
that's
the
what I meant to say. I meant to say Benimaru. Yeah.
But Obi's the man. He's the only one who could get a hit on him, dog.
Bro, this nigga Benimaru is too OP, bro. Like, I'm like, God damn, bro. And now they got the whole new shit with fucking Shinra and his whole fucking Adula burst, dog, and how that shit connected to his brother, dog. And all right, I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck how strong you is. Ain't no Jit finna be no commander me. You got me fucked up. That Jit is like 10 years old, bro, with a whole big ass sword bigger than him, dog.
I'm saying though, bro.
Thought you never know them prodigies, though. What are you gonna say, bro? If he could whoop your ass,
you could beat my ass. I'm not gonna be taking orders, dog.
I mean, he must have that pressure, bro.
Bro, you gotta understand. Like, he had to have been with the Evangelist for like 2 years. That nigga ranked up quick, bro. His XP points was going up expeditiously, bro.
Bro, what do you mean 2 years? He could have been raised by the Evangelist.
Not really, because what it was 6? How long has it been since the fire? 6 years?
I don't know. What was Shinra?
I think about 6 years old. So he.
So
I
the
think,
show was like 4 when it happened, wasn't he?
probably. Oof,
All right,
yeah.
and Shinra's what, like 16?
Yeah.
So 10 years, dog. 12 years. That's a long time, fam. To be in a cult.
I mean, still, I mean.
He's over here jerking off to pictures of the sun, bro. This is a cult. This is not a gang.
Yeah, I mean, the evangelist definitely has. Fucking what's his name was insane. The fucking guy that fucking
Yeah,
Shinra
homie
beat.
infernalized himself. Like a badass, though.
All right. So speaking of that, like, what have y'all the two of you? Because I have my list on what I've been watching, what I've really really enjoyed. So up to now, from January to now, what are the animes that really caught your eye?
Well, I think I had seen Promised Neverland the year before, like towards the end of the year. Yeah. I mean, the Promised Neverland, of course, Fire Force, Demon Slayer, King and Ashura is a new one that we started fucking with. We watched the first two. The first 2 seasons have been pretty close together. It's been pretty good. My Hero came back, which obviously niggas could not wait for that. And they haven't even gotten into like the juice or everything, but I could feel it in my bones, the dopeness that's coming along. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think. I've actually watched a decent amount of anime this year because the new season of Attack on Titan was pretty good. Shit, what else? Fucking Ace of Diamonds is back. I got my dog Nick on that shit.
Shout out to Ace of Diamonds, best baseball anime, the best form of baseball in any media.
Nah, honestly, bro, it's amazing how like Japanese people have the ability to just make anything riveting, bro. Like real shit. Like
Food Wars, nigga. Like
I was about to say, man, Rodney got me into Food Wars. I'm hype as shit about these chef battles.
Bro, these chef battles be legit hype, dog. Because I remember, and the funny thing is, I told Rod, and this sounds like one of our older podcasts, but to our newer listeners, I told Rod, I remember the first day I was just watching it, I said, yo, Rod, this is going to sound crazy, but there's this fucking ultimate fucking chef samurai called Food Wars, bruh. The shit hard, bruh. Nigga just laughed. And with every right. He had every right to laugh at me, dog. And I tried to tell Rod on 3 separate occasions. And the crazy part is, like a month later, Rod was telling me, yo, a new season of Food Wars. I'm like, bro, I'm still on the 2nd season, dog. What the hell, bro?
Bro, as soon as I started watching it, I fell in love, bro. From the first episode on, bro. It just, Food Wars just gives you everything. It gives you the intensity of the battles. It gives you hilarity. The scenes where they eat the food and they just basically have orgasms are fucking hilarious.
Yeah, but my favorite part of it is just the technique and how they explain everything down to a science. And it's just like, you could tell, like, bro, there's a lot of thought that goes into that fucking anime. There's a lot of thought that goes into the source material, which is the manga. Because you can't just whip this shit about your fucking ass, bro. Like, you gotta have people, like, legitimately do this professionally to give you input on how to, and then you got to incorporate that into a story. And whatever it is, whether it's fucking Eye Shield 21, anything, bro, they can make the shit fucking dope or whatnot. So before we go on to Nick's list, I just want to give a shout out because you pretty much hit on all the big ones. Obviously, you said My Hero. We all fucking had a collective jizz session of fucking Demon Slayer. I cannot forget about Mob Psycho 100 season 2. That whole season was fire for me. And then right now, probably my favorite anime that I'm watching, my favorite anime I've watched in a long time outside of the fucking shonens is a scene called Legend of Galactic Heroes. I'm the only one that's probably watching this. I'm the only one that probably heard of this. Shout out to my boy Dom, the other member of the Couch Bros, because we're the only 2 people that we know that watch this shit. But if you are interested in something that's, if you're a sci-fi fan, if you're a Battlestar Galactica fan, if you're a Stargate fan, that's the one for you. It's political. It's chess. There's the good and evil. It's Battlestar Galactica meets Gundam without Gundams, I should say. Like the space opera side of Gundam mixed in with the fucking tactical side of like real warfare. So that's what I'm on. And what about you, Nick?
Well, I gotta agree. Rodney and you pretty much hit on the big ones. Demon Slayer, of course, Fire Force. And I honestly, while I have watched a lot of new anime, a lot of the anime that I've really been binging this year is actually older anime that I just hadn't seen. Shout out to Hajime no Ippo. Shout out to Food Wars. Shout out to Ace of Diamonds or Ace of the Diamond. I mean, the last year or so, I've actually been able to really broaden my horizon from just like the typical, Bleach, Naruto, shonen trope anime. And I gotta say, it's been really nice. If I had to pick a new anime that really surprised me the most, I'm gonna have to say Kengan Ashura, simply because it's a CGI style anime, and normally that's just super ass. But I was actually really blown away because it took a couple episodes for me to fall in love with it. Whereas Fire Force and Demon Slayer, by the end of the first episode, I was hooked. I already knew I was gonna love it. I liked the characters, I liked the concept, I liked the art style. It was beautiful. But Kengan Ashura, even just watching the preview, I was like, man, this is probably gonna be ass cheeks. I was wrong, and I liked it.
And the thing about Kengan Ashura too that I really like, they use like real world fighting styles and they incorporate them well. So you get to see like these different death matches between all these different fighting styles, and they do a good job of like simulating these matchups. So like there's one matchup where it's two niggas that have really good grappling skills, and they have like a little grappling match on the ground, and it's like it's intense, it's dope,
Yeah, it's honestly the best anime grappling I've ever seen portrayed. It really does look like a live action UFC match between two really good jiu-jitsu guys. And I mean, it gets like pretty violent too. It's not like one of those, cookie cutter animes. Like you'll see someone digging their thumb into someone's ribs in order to break them one by one. Like it gets a little fucked up.
Yeah, it has that like Baki syndrome. Like Baki has like those like street underground fights where niggas just there's blood everywhere and niggas just get really fucked up. Niggas get really fucked up in Kengan Ashura. Like it happens, but
yeah, people die.
Yeah,
pretty regularly.
She gets fucked up, but all in all, it's been a great year, a great season of anime. Herb, to your point about guys knowing the subject, the guy who does George Morikawa, the mangaka behind Hajime no Ippo, he used to be a cornerman. So he has first inside knowledge into how boxers operate, exactly the boxing scene in Japan. He knows exactly how to simulate that in his writing. So that was a great point that you brought up. But since we were just talking about Kengan Ashura, we just finished watching season 2. Season 2 was a tournament arc. They are in the middle of what is called the life or death tournament.
Hold on. Before you really chip in, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but we cannot move on without throwing this bitch in there. Vinland Saga. If you ain't watched that shit,
my
you better
God,
go
I
fucking
can't
watch
believe
it.
we forgot.
Yeah.
Damn, you know what, Rodney? We haven't checked in like 7 days. I know what we're doing after the pod. Fucking yeah. Wait, let me just amend that. Vinland Saga was my favorite new anime because I never thought I'd see a Viking anime. The shit.
Yo, Thorfinn, Thor Cold, the whole Thor bloodline, whatever, bro. They them niggas, bro. Fucks with them. But yeah. Speaking on Kengan Ashura, we just finished watching season 2, the Life or Death tournament, and the Life or Death tournament is still going on. So I don't read the manga. You know what I'm saying? Nick don't read the manga, so I won't delve too far into it. But I do want to get into the meat of what we were going to talk about. And that is, and I've been waiting for this one for a long time, the Dark Tournament. Now, I know a lot of people who watch anime. I've been watching anime basically my whole life. There's one trope, one thing in anime, in particular shonen and action anime. We all love them. We've all seen them. They've been going on for decades. Tournaments. Now, I don't know about y'all boys, but me, I love tournaments. I'm fascinated by tournaments. I think it's one of the most basic kind of things. But when it comes to tournaments, it's just, I don't know, it's just something about the competition going from round to round. And anime does a good job of shedding light on characters and building story. There's a few we're going to get into. The Dark Tournament, obviously, the GOAT. I think all of us agree on that here. I believe I consider Naruto the Chuunin exams. That's a tournament arc. We have the sports festival in My Hero, which is pretty dope. And that has honestly there's a fight in the sports festival that made me tear up, which I will get into that when we get to that. Man, like tournaments. I mean, even Yu-Gi-Oh! Battle City is my shit. Fucking Pokemon Indigo League. Fucking sports anime tournaments, inter-highs in the basketball and high school, and basketball and baseball and football fucking animes. Like, tournaments are life if you're an anime fan in some regard. And fellas, do y'all feel me on this?
Hell yeah, I feel you on this, bro. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because the reason why a tournament arc in any kind of anime or any shonen specifically works well, because it puts a bunch of fucking different characters, especially if it's something that has to do with techniques or powers, and it pits everybody against each other, dog. Mano y mano. Who's the strongest? Who's the coldest? And yeah, the MC or the main character is gonna eventually win. But with a tournament arc, that person gets pushed. It makes you appreciate the main character even more because they had to work for it. You know what I'm saying? It's a undefeated trope and form of storytelling in an anime that's just always gonna work, dog. Like, which is why those shit stand the test of time, bro. Like, when we get to the tournament, the dark tournament, like, we're gonna devote a whole section to that. You know what I'm saying? But it stands the time, like, it stands the test of time. The first thing I think of with YuYu Hakusho, dark tournament. The first thing I think of Dragon Ball Z, Cell Saga. Most recently, the first thing that comes to my mind when I think of My Hero, the festival. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm definitely with you, dog.
I gotta say, I personally love this trope. One of my favorite things about the tournament trope is it provides some of the best throwaway side characters in anime. And sometimes they do come back. Some animes are better than others about bringing back the characters that they introduced in the tournament sagas. However, even if they don't come back, like Herb mentioned and Rodney mentioned, the melding together of the different styles and the different techniques, it's always something different. You always get to see at least one or two characters or protagonists or antagonists that have a power that you wouldn't expect, or a technique or an ability or something out of the ordinary that really pushes the protagonist. And the other thing that I really like, and this is actually kind of specific to the Dark Tournament itself, is certain tournaments, the main character doesn't win. And I love that. I fucking hate knowing what's going to happen. So I love, and even, like in the Dark Tournament, one way that the main character doesn't win, but they still progress, since if it's a team type thing, Yusuke gets his ass kicked all the time. I mean, shit. If it wasn't for Genkai and Kurama and Hiei, man would be out.
Yeah. And that's what makes tournament arcs so fucking dope, man. You get to see just the entire cast of characters. You get new characters. Like, that's one of the things that made me fall in love with Naruto. Like, Naruto starts off like decently good, you know what I'm saying? You get introduced to some characters. They have the little mission. Zabuza and Haku were pretty cool. They were cool, like, first villains to get introduced to. But Naruto was like okay, and then the Chuunin exam happens. You get introduced to the concept of the other villages. You meet the Sand Ninja for the first time. You meet the Rain Ninja for the first time. You get introduced to the other Leaf squads. You meet Rock Lee. Rock Lee and Sasuke, first time they meet. Oh, let's square up, nigga. Like, yo, like, tournament arcs induce fucking madness, bro, and I love it.
Yo, shout to Rock Lee putting the fucking work on Sasuke the first time they meet.
Oh, man. And the funny thing is, one of the best things about tournament arcs is that they normally do, in some regard, have a lasting effect on the series. Like, when it comes to the Dark Tournament, the winner gets a wish or whatnot. In the Chuunin exam, Sasuke's first fight with Rock Lee, he copies part of the initial Lotus and he uses it as a fucking move, nigga. Like, it comes back later on, and it's things like that that make tournament arcs so fucking dope. And speaking of tournament arcs, why don't we just get into some of the ones that we really love? And you know what? I'm gonna throw this one in here because I want to devote a whole segment to it. I love Battle City. I love Battle City and Yu-Gi-Oh, bro. And I grew up watching the dub, which by the way is god awful. Listen, I'm a huge fan of the Yu-Gi-Oh franchise. The dubs are all terrible. They're so bad. Like, I can't even honestly, suggest it to people oftentimes because it's actually kind of hard to find the sub sometimes. But Battle City is my favorite arc in the original Yu-Gi-Oh series, which is probably the only Yu-Gi-Oh series I would recommend anyone. Because if you watch the sub, it's actually a pretty damn good anime. Like, first of all, niggas be cutting out, like, there are scenes in the dub where you'll see niggas pointing with a bent finger. That's just them erasing guns out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was a point where Bandit Keith, man, he had Pegasus at gunpoint, man. Y'all niggas don't understand, man. This card game shit is real, bro. Like niggas out here with that fire, man. Like it's not a game, but the thing about Battle City, man, I love Battle City because number one, I was when I first started watching it, I used to play the Yu-Gi-Oh card game all the time when I was younger. So the Battle City arc is the first time they actually use, like, the first tournament in Yu-Gi-Oh is the Duelist Kingdom, and that shit is so fucking all over the place. Like, they have duels where niggas use cards and they come and then it's like Yu-Gi-Oh will play like a magic card and be like, "Hi, it's the moon," and niggas will fuse magic and monsters together. Like, it was a fucking mess. Like, they just did whatever plot armor thing they could. In Battle City, it's the first time you see the actual game rules that you use in real life. So it's kind of just like, okay, we finally get to see actual duel monster strategies with these duelists. And then they actually had a pretty damn dope ass storyline with the Rare Hunters. I thought Merrick was a dope ass villain because he kind of had a legitimate reason to hate Yugi. Like, his entire family was fucking, this kid was forced to grow up underground because they were guarding the pharaoh's fucking tomb until he returns. This nigga spends his whole life fucking not understanding what actual life is. So of course he's gonna rebel. So Merrick takes off. He forms his union. He ends up killing his father because he has a dark side to him. He acquires a Millennium Rod. Gets the God cards, and the next thing you know, they start this whole tournament. You learn about more of the Pharaoh's background. There's some great duels in that shit. Joey and fucking and Yugi have an awesome duel. That shit had my favorite duel in the series. You get Yugi Kaiba 3, bro. Like, my nigga, Battle City, for my Yu-Gi-Oh people, I know y'all gonna fuck with me, dog.
I mean, shit. I really wish I had something more to add to this conversation, dog. Like, put it like this. The enthusiasm that you're bringing, I wish I could have that same enthusiasm for could have been my favorite tournament arc, which is the tournament arc in season 2 of One Punch Man. I read the manga. It's my favorite manga ever. I've reread and read the manga 5 times, probably more. So that is the bridge between the slice of life action, which is the first half of One Punch Man, or the first season, I should say, into the more what's the word I want to use? Where it's not just all over the place. It's not episodic. It's more focused, which is the Monster Association arc. This is the bridge, so it's very important. And it was a piece of shit in the anime, dog. Like, it was so bad, and it's so sad because there's people who don't know what it could have been. Like, the fights, the artwork, the techniques. When people ate the fucking the Monster Association, the cells that turn you into monsters, and these guys got fucking upgrades, and then oh my god, bro, just take the mic out of my hand, bro. I'm shedding tears right now, dog.
Man, I honestly don't have that kind of passion.
Well, no, Nick. Remember Dragon Ball? Remember?
Yeah, actually, you know what? That's true. You guys are failing to recognize some of the greatest tournaments of all time, and those would be the Tenkaichi tournaments in the original Dragon Ball, where young Goku and then teenager Goku fights Tien, Krillin, Piccolo, Jackie Chun.
Roshi.
That was back when Dragon Ball wasn't fucking ridiculous. They were still, it was still ridiculous, but it wasn't, blowing up planets and shit. Goku could shoot a beam out of his hands. It might blow up a wall or a building or some shit.
Right.
But it wasn't fucking world-shattering stuff. The techniques were cool. Tien had the one where he did the after image. He had the forearm technique. Chaozu had the freeze technique. Fucking even Krillin managed to beat that stinky motherfucker because he didn't have a nose. There was techniques involved. It wasn't just shooting fucking lasers at each other, and it was dope. It was fucking dope. And like I said, it brought in some of the coolest side characters. And Dragon Ball was one of the few animes that kept the side characters around. Nam came back. Monster Beast Giran came back. Like, a couple of them stuck around. And then, of course, Piccolo and Tien. And I personally love Master Roshi. He's one of my favorite characters in Dragon Ball. So I loved seeing him, in his prime, so to speak. He was always old, but that was as close to his prime as we were going to see. So that was big for me. The Kengan Life or Death tournament was awesome. I gotta say, big shout out to the All Japan Rookie King tournament in Hajime no Ippo that culminates in the Sendo Ippo fight.
Oh man, the All Japan and Ippo. There were some great fights in that one. Like, just about all of Ippo's fights are just riveting, man. Especially that fight with Mashiba. That final fight, bro. It's such a beautiful fight. fight with Mashiba and Miyata, where we all feel robbed.
Yeah, where Mashiba steps on Miyata's foot and you don't really know if it's on purpose or on accident. But I mean, you're on the edge of your seat the whole time. And Ippo's another good anime that introduces great side characters. Some of them come back, some of them don't, but they're all interesting enough. So I absolutely love that about the tournament arcs in anime. Let's see, besides the Dragon Ball, honestly, not the GOAT, but in my opinion, probably second best. And you touched on this slightly, and that's going to be the Chuunin exams in Naruto because it has, in my opinion, one of the top 5 anime fights in all of anime, and that's going to be Rock Lee versus Gaara.
Oh my God, bro. To this day, my favorite fight of the whole series. To this day.
Rock Lee is without a doubt the coldest motherfucker in the Leaf Village, bar none.
Bro, like, people have to understand, like, my first introduction to that fight was reading the manga. I used to this is back before, like, y'all niggas have it easy now, bro. Like, us old school anime fans, we used to have to download zip folders and shit. Go torrent anime fucking chapters, nigga. This shit wasn't a game, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Now you could just go on your little streaming sites and you could even have apps and shit. Like, niggas used to work to get this manga. So back when I used to read the manga, my first time reading this fight, it's a 5-chapter fight. It's in chapters 82 to 87. I remember because I've read it that many times. Fucking one of my favorite moments in anime history. The fight begins, and to this point, we see what Rock Lee could do. We see Rock Lee, he scuffled with Sasuke a little bit. We see the fight with everybody against the Sound Ninja. Against the Sound Ninja in the Forest of Death. So we see a little bit of what Rock Lee can do. We also see Gar murk the fucking Rain niggas. So it's like, you know that Gar is a fucking monster because of how Kiba and Akamaru were, and it's like, holy shit, this nigga's dangerous. So we see that fight. It starts off, Rock Lee can't even touch this nigga Gaara. Everybody's talking shit. Tamari, Kankuro, the sand people are yawning like, oh my God, Gaara, this is going to be nothing. And then next thing you know, Guy Sensei hits the thumbs up and he goes, hey, Lee, my nigga, go ahead, do your thing. And Lee goes, oh, really? Really, Guy Sensei? What does Lee do? He hops up top the statue. He pulls those weights out, and I'll never fucking forget, bro. Everybody is looking like, oh, damn, guy, this nigga's using weights. Tamari's just like, what? A little weight's not gonna touch Gaara. This nigga Lee drops some weights and shakes the whole fucking arena. Everybody's faces are just like, holy shit. They're all looking like, what the fuck?
Couple 100 pounds.
and then Kakashi just like, God damn, guy, isn't that a bit much? Next thing you know, this nigga Lee becomes the Flash. Starts fucking moving around, dancing everywhere. Every time he throws a blow, he's getting closer and closer to Gaara. Gaara's looking like, what the fuck is going on? Next thing you know, bam, gets stuck in the face. Gaara's just like, nah, fuck that. That's a fluke. Bam, kicked in the head. Next thing you know, it's just like, holy shit. All of a sudden, Gaara starts smiling because he's a fucking crazy psychotic bastard at this point. Fucking cracks on his face. You're like, what the fuck is up with this nigga? Armor of Sand.
Ultimate Sand Defense.
Oh, man. Like, that fight, bro, like, I read that fight so many times. He breaks
that armor apart, though.
Oh, man. And that's the thing. Like,
that's the only thing that saves Gaara, bro. If Gaara had been anybody else.
Oh, bro. Gaara is the only nigga that could have beat Lee at that point because Lee had been saving that shit for Neji. Like, that whole, when he goes Ultimate Lotus, which is basically the Super Saiyan, which I don't know, maybe that's why I love that part of the fight so much. Kaioken, my fault. It's the Kaioken of fucking Naruto. This nigga Lee, when he goes into the 5th gate and just starts knocking this nigga around, I'm just like, God damn, bro. Like,
that's only the 5th gate.
And that's only, right. You know what I mean? But still, man, that fight, and even then, one of my favorite parts of that fight is the flashback. In the middle of that fight, after Lee uses the initial Lotus, and Gaara actually does some super cool ninja shit, fucking use a fucking sand clone, so he doesn't even fucking hit the nigga with the shit. During the downtime period, Gaara's fucking Lee up, and Lee has like the flashback of back when he couldn't use any ninjutsu and genjutsu, and he meets Guy for the first time, and everybody's just like, damn, Lee, you fucking suck. They're making fun of him. And all you see is Lee punching and kicking shit every day. Like, Lee's backstory just gets you because he's the least talented ninja out of all the genin. And like, and to this point, it's like you want the nigga to win, bro, because God damn it, man, Lee, you're us, bro. You're the mediocre human. You know what I mean?
But he's not mediocre because he trains so fucking hard. His taijutsu is levels above even Jonin level ninja. Like, no one besides Guy Sensei can match him. Even Neji can't fucking match him in hand-to-hand combat. The only reason Sasuke can stand a chance is because he can copy. That's it, bro. Nobody can fuck with his taijutsu throughout the whole series. He almost beats Kimimaro when he's injured.
Yeah. Imagine. Granted, my dog got a little drunk, but
Yo, also, shout out to Rock Lee for being the only fucking motherfucker to use drunken fist style in Naruto.
also one of the best fights of the series. But man, like, I mean, we just did a whole talk about the Rock Lee guard fight. That's just a part of the Chuunin exam. The Chuunin exam had so many great fucking moments. But man, that's the best of them.
Oh, wait. Quick shout out to Shikamaru's fight. I love the way they used the shadow strangle technique.
Just as a reference for how dope the Chuunin exams were, I got 4 different lists that has ranking anime tournament arcs. It's in every single one, bro. It's whether it's number 3, whether it's number 6, number 7. Basically, you can't have a top 10 list without it being there. And speaking of the list, I mean, it has shit that I didn't even think of. You know what I'm saying? And this is why it's good to have these lists coming up. Like Fate Stay Night, the 5th Holy Grail War. You know what I'm saying? Shit, nigga, One Piece Dressrosa art, bro. Yeah, that's where Sabo gets the what's it called, the devil fruit for the Fire devil fruit, bro. This one, bro, Shaman King, the Shaman fight, bro. I bet you forgot about that one, dog. That's yes, bro. Shaman King. That's put it like this. Shaman King is one of the animes that made me a fan of anime. On fucking the whole thing is a same thing with G Gundam. The whole anime G Gundam is a tournament arc. So there's arcs and then there's entire animes based around a fucking tournament. Like Megalobox. You know what I'm saying? So but back to the list, yes, Shaman King, bro. I'm seeing the fucking, and I'm gonna let you guys get to that one, but stuff I'm seeing like Fairy Tail Grand Magic games. Well, first of all, there's nothing that needs to be on fucking any kind of list that has Fairy Tail on it, so this shit is invalid. I don't give a fuck. To your fucking point that you were making, I'm seeing a lot of the first Dragon Ball tournament on here, bro. So but this one, I'm seeing this a lot. The Hunter x Hunter Heaven's Arena.
You know, it's. I was telling Nick before we even did this podcast, I'm ashamed because I've only seen that arc once, and it's a good arc in Hunter x Hunter, but I don't want to talk about it on this go around because I want to get familiar with it again because I want to do it justice. Because it's for one thing, it's the first arc that introduces, like, you know, all these anime have chi and chakra and spirit energy, blah blah blah. You get introduced to the concept of Nen in this arc. It's a big growth arc for Gon and Killua. You get a really good look at Hisoka, the little clown nigga who's fucking psychotic, is like the Joker. But I won't get into for the fans of Hunter x Hunter. I ain't gonna do y'all like that because I know how Hunter x Hunter fans are. Like they are a group. They're like I've seen, like, you know, the Reddit pages and shit. I'm just like, wow, y'all are a different kind of group of fans. So I'm gonna make sure when we're gonna touch on this again because I mean tournament arcs are like a part of anime. So we'll have another kind of series on that, and I'll devote some more time to it. But if you are someone who is looking for a tournament arc or just a new anime, I will always suggest Hunter x Hunter. I think it's made by Tagashi, the guy who did Yu Yu Hakusho. So it's got the same genius mind behind it, and it is one of the better tournament arcs out there.
All right, so actually a natural turn.
Oh, of course, because Tagashi just has a thing, just a natural talent for making great tournament arcs. And the thing about the Dark Tournament, it's like,
For the people who don't, just give more clarity.
so for those of you, which, man, if you're listening to this pod and you have not seen the Dark Tournament and you're an anime fan, what are you waiting for, bro? Like, just to hit pause and just go binge that shit right now. You know what I'm saying? But seriously, the Dark Tournament arc basically begins at the end of basically the first major arc of the Yu Yu Hakusho series, which is the Spirit Detective arc. So at the end of that arc, you get introduced to the main antagonist of the Dark Tournament, which is the Toguro brothers. And basically the Toguro brothers threaten Yusuke and tell him, like, yo, basically, nigga, you have to enter this tournament or we're gonna kill Genkai or whatever. I forget exactly what it was, but basically they threaten Yusuke to enter the tournament. So Yusuke and all the homies enter the tournament, and the thing about the Dark Tournament is it's like each round of the Dark Tournament added like a different story element to it. Like the first round is a little lighthearted. Like Yusuke, like you have a kid with a yo-yo fighting. He fights Kuwabara. Yusuke has the knife edge fight with Chu, with Chu the fucking alcoholic. You know what I'm saying? And then you delve into some of the other fights. And first of all, Yusuke's team is getting into some shit. Like there's one fucking round where I think Hiei has to fight like 3 niggas.
Yeah.
By himself. You know what I'm saying? There's that group of guys that were being controlled by the doctor that had no free will. They were all super powerful martial artists that Yusuke and them realized like, yo, these niggas actually don't want to fight us, because they start crying in the middle of the fight because the doctor basically, he lied to them about giving their sensei a cure, and he basically took them all under control and using them as puppets. So, and that was like a good, like heartwarming thing. And like the Dark Tournament arc just did a really good job of character building. And that's not something that you kind of like expect from tournament type shit, but I don't know. I mean, I love so many things about it. And if there's anything I really love about it, the relationship between Yusuke and Taguro, like by the end of it, like it ends. It doesn't end the way you think it would. Like, because at first it starts off as like Taguro just seems like this bully to Yusuke, but all Taguro wanted was to die in battle. Like my man Taguro just spent his whole life wanting the ultimate fight. And he knew that Yusuke was the nigga that could give it to him. So the entire really point of the Dark Tournament is Taguro breeding Yusuke to be this ultimate fucking fighting machine that he can fight by the end of it. And I thought, and it's almost poetic in a sense, especially when you see Taguro at the end when he talks to Genkai when they're, you know, in the spirit realm and shit.
For those of you who aren't familiar with it, Taguro's one of the rawest villains you're ever going to see. He's basically All Might before All Might. Essentially like muscle enhancement, fucking ridiculously strong. And his fight with Yusuke is the shit that makes legends. I mean, and honestly, that you could say that about several fights in the Dark Tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Another great tournament that introduces side characters with interesting backstories. They delve into a lot of the side characters' backstories. And there's also some lighthearted moments as well. And one of the things I love about the Dark Tournament is the in-between matches. There's always some shit going on. It's a demons tournament on an island inhabited by demons. There's a lot of sabotage. There's a lot of, you know, cloak and dagger bullshit between
Behind
each
the
match.
scenes fuckery.
And then even during the matches, like you mentioned, where Hiei has to fight 3 people, there's another match where that nurse takes a couple of them hostage because they're injured, so to speak.
Right.
And she doesn't let them fight. Like, there's some shit, man.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the Dark Tournament had some of, honestly, you get to see Hiei burn a nigga alive. Like, that's in the first fight. Like, that's the introduction to the Darkness Dragon, bro. Which is like the coolest fucking move in the series to me, nigga. I love the fucking Darkness Dragon.
Yeah, the Dragon of the Darkness Flame was always the coolest shit.
The Dragon of the Darkness Flame. And in the final fight against fucking Taguro's crew, he uses the double one against Bui. That whole final 4 fight, we get introduced to Yoko Kurama in the Dark Tournament arc, which is like, you find out that that's like Kurama's true form. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, the Fox Demon.
The true Fox Demon. Like, oh, the Dark Tournament is just, I don't know, man. It's just so fucking, it touches my soul.
Cook on that, Herb.
So y'all not gonna talk about the best part of the Dark Tournament when fucking Pooh was in the cave and had to carry fucking water to fucking YuYu? Yeah, we not gonna talk about that though, right?
I mean, I don't like talking about things that make me cry.
Nigga, real niggas could be honest, dog. I cry every single time, bro. You see the nigga just bubbling.
Pooh was the man.
Bro, he bubbled into the fucking caves, bro. He was so determined to bring that fucking
every time
water,
I watch
bro.
that, I think about my dogs, man. I'm just thinking about my dog, like, getting a mouthful of water and then spitting that shit on me, like, wake up.
Bro, Pooh was not going to, bro. Pooh was dropping the water, had to go pick it back. I'm like, no, Pooh, don't drop the water, Pooh, no. That's just my little thing, bro. Go ahead, man.
Nah, I mean, but you know what? It's moments like that make the Dark Tournament such a classic, timeless piece. You know what I mean? Because that scene, I mean, we joked about it, but that scene was a great heartwarming scene because you could feel that shit. Like, we see Yusuke's writhing in pain, and Pooh could feel his pain and is still trying to help him out. So, you know, it's those moments like that, like the moment where Yusuke and them are fighting the guys that are under the doctor, I think it's Ichigaki, or I forget his name, that are under his control, and you see that those guys start crying, and they find a way not to kill those guys because that's what they didn't want to kill them. The doctor made it seem like they had to kill them. That was the only way to save them, but obviously Genkai the truth. But man, like the Dark Tournament, just so much nostalgia, man. I love it. Fucking love it. But I think we've cooked a decent amount on that. You know what I mean? Any other tournament arcs y'all boys want to really dig into, man?
I know y'all said something about Dressrosa or whatever, as far as the One Piece. Honestly, you know what? I'll take that back. Before we go ahead and wrap this up, I want to go ahead and see like predictions, like any kind of animes that we like right now, and do we think they're gonna have another dope ass tournament arc or whatever?
I forgot to mention we didn't get a chance to get into the sports festival. Fucking the fucking the fucking sports festival was obviously another fucking dope.
To the people who don't know, the sports festival is from My Hero Academia. I want to say that's from the second season, right?
It's from the second season of My Hero Academia. Basically, it pits like some of the hero students. It gives them a chance to showcase themselves. Sports festivals and most anime is like filler episodes. My Hero actually did something unconventional, and they turned the sports festival into a tournament arc, which is pretty cool. And like Nick says, like one of the best parts about it is you get a really good look at some of the things that the guys can do. A lot of the side characters. But truth be told, there are a lot of great moments in it. But I just want to talk about fucking Midoriya's fight with Todoroki is one of the most like fucking touching fights that I ever watched, dog. Because I'll never forget the first time I watched that fight, bruh. Like I'm watching this fight and this nigga this is before full cowling. This is before Midoriya realizes like, you know what? I don't have to like unload this shit all at once. I can use a small percentage at a time. Like this is back when he's just breaking his body. And it's just, there's a part where we're like fucking the Eraserhead. He's talking. He's just like, damn, man. Like he keeps like, I can't believe he has that much willpower, dog. Like this man Midoriya was breaking his fingers multiple times, bro, just so he could keep up with a fucking genius like Todoroki, who's only fighting him with half his strength. Like, and it's just, man, I started tearing up in that fight, bro, because Midoriya was just fighting so hard, and you're watching this nigga who was quirkless, who's been given this insurmountable power that he can't control yet, and he's just trying his best to keep up with one of his rivals, bro. And it was just so, everything about that shit was riveting as fuck.
I loved it because it just drove home how much hard work can pay off.
Yeah.
Because Midoriya's had this quirk for what, at this point? Maybe
a few months.
And he's only really been training to be a hero for about a year at this point. So a year of hard work, working out, and then having the actual quirk for a few months, and he's able to get to, close to the final round of this sports festival against these assholes who were born with these amazing gifts. And it's just like, he refuses to lose to Todoroki simply because Todoroki refuses to fight him with his full power. And Midoriya feels so fucking insulted that he will not face him with his full power when Midoriya is giving it his all. And it's just, you almost feel disgusted by it. Like you fucking prick. You really gonna do Deku like this, bruh?
Yeah, but you know what, though? Midoriya does something that most niggas wouldn't do. Like, most people would probably take a nigga not using the other half of his strength. That nigga Midoriya wanted all the smoke, literally. He wanted it all, bruh. And I just found that shit to just... the sports festival had a whole great fight. Like, I love Uraka's fight with Bakugo. That fight was dope as fuck. Like, that fight, I actually didn't expect her. She pulled like a Shikamaru move on that shit with the whole raising all the fucking rocks that he was exploding in the air and then dropping them. Like, I was like, holy shit, I didn't see that coming. You know what I mean? I thought that was a nice surprise in that fight. The Bakugo Todoroki fight was a disappointment, though.
Huge disappointment.
Like, I understand for plot reasons why they did it, but... Nah, bro, they should have gave us more, bro. For that to be the finale of the sports festival, bro, we were just as disappointed as fucking Bakugo was by the end of it. But yeah, I really just wanted to touch on, when I brought up the sports festival, I just wanted to talk about the Midoriya fight with Todoroki, bro. That shit touched my soul, bro.
And I think this is a good transition point. You want to know why? Because we talked about a bunch of fucking tournaments that we really fucking like, and y'all boys got to cook. And I do want to touch on the stuff that we want to see going forward. But before we do that, let's talk about the contrast of the ones that we did like, or the ones y'all liked. There's probably the most popular tournament arc outside of the OG arcs. It's called the TOP, the top. Shit is fucking whack. All right? I'm tired of you fucking Dragon Ball Super fans who just started watching anime, don't got no reference on what good writing is, what good storytelling is, what setting up details is. That shit was fucking whack, all right? Y'all want to fade me, bruh. Shoot me the one, dog. I live in North Lauderdale, man. Y'all know where to find me, dog. Every single one of you annoying ass Dragon Ball super fans. Android 17 couldn't get that strong fighting fucking baboons on an island, bruh. I don't care, bro.
I thought their power levels couldn't increase.
Oh
'cause
yeah,
they were
that too.
androids,
But
I thought.
I guess they were wished half human. Bro, who fucking bro? Toriyama just pulled shit out of his ass to tell people like,
Bro, he the laziest anime writer. Real shit. I love Toriyama's shit, except for Super. I didn't really like Super, but that man is so lazy, bro.
But you know what? He can get away with it. He has like George Lucas syndrome at this point. He can just shit out, and people are still gonna fuck with it heavy. You know, like that's just what it is. But it would be remiss though if we did not mention the Cell games. We were talking about tournament arcs. How can we not talk about the Cell games, man?
Oh, one of the best cases of child abuse in anime. Perfect.
and that's the part that really pisses me off about the fucking Tournament of Power, because look at the legacy it's coming from, dog. You're coming from the Cell games, bro. The dopest. A nigga built an entire fucking platform just to fight and gave niggas a whole week to get ready to fight him, dog. And he
Stood in one spot.
Stood in one spot, meditating on some gangster shit. You know what I'm saying? But the buildup was earned. They didn't just make a fucking new character for the sake of making a new fucking character, dog. That nigga had to get his XP points up. He had to eat 3 other fucking androids just to get to that level. And that was after they already had a regular fucking tournament that preceded the Cell game, where we got to see Majin fucking Vegeta, dog. Actually, I'm tripping. That's after. That's after. My bad. That's after, dog. But even that was better than the Tournament of Power, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro. So the talent was there. Well, even if you don't even, I say this, the talent was there. The groundwork was there, bro. Just copy and fucking paste, bro. It's not that hard, dog. It's not that hard, bro.
You know what was better than the Tournament of Power? The Otherworld tournament. That complete filler arc that Goku did with the Grand Kai.
With Pycon and shit.
I'll still take that over
Listen,
the Tournament of Power.
the thing with the Tournament of Power, man, like, and I'm someone who like watched the whole thing. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I enjoyed the exhibition match more than I enjoyed the Tournament of Power, which the exhibition match between Universes 6 and 7, where you're introduced to Hit and shit. The Tournament of Power has so much potential to be great. I mean, you're talking about an 80-man fucking 8-team battle royale where each team has 10 members and everybody just gets to fight until the last man stands. In theory, that sounds like an amazing concept, especially in the world of Dragon Ball Z. But the reality was, it was the fucking Goku show. Like,
wait, before we talk about the Goku show, let's talk about how 95% of the other fighters in this tournament are complete fucking ass. And if they're not complete fucking ass, they're stupid fucking gimmicks.
Bro, like, the only characters besides probably the originals that any real Dragon Ball, I won't say any real fan, but maybe any old school fan of Dragon Ball would care about is maybe the introduction of Jiren and Hit. Like, I didn't give a fuck about any of the other new characters outside of those two niggas.
I like Beerus.
Oh, I mean, Beerus was introduced far before then. Like, I'm talking about people who were introduced like around for the tournament.
Oh, just for the tournament? No, if it ain't Hit or Jiren, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, like outside of Hit or Jiren, like, I mean, there were guys I remember. Like, there's the God of Destruction guy that fucking Vegeta fights. I forgot Toppo. I didn't really care about Toppo. I didn't care about Dispo, the fast nigga. Like, I guess he was cool, maybe, because he was quick.
Fake ass birder.
The fucking bunny nigga, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, it was just, they focused on all of Goku's fights, and there was a lot of, and it's like the thing about Dragon Ball, and this is what kills me. This is how I know Toriyama just, I don't even think it's weed. Like, he's just smoking on some other shit. The power scaling in Dragon Ball just makes no sense. Like, it makes absolutely no sense, dog. Like, you got Roshi fighting side to side with Goku and Super Saiyan Blue. How? That shouldn't even happen. Roshi fighting nigga. Like, bro, niggas like Krillin should not be fighting in the Tournament of Power.
Roshi can do whatever he wants.
Roshi can, listen, you know what?
But Krillin shouldn't have been there.
Yeah,
that's bullshit.
Krillin can't be there. You know what I'm saying? Tien shouldn't have been in there.
Bruh, y'all need to put some respect on Tien's name. Number 1, he went head up against Nappa with one hand. Number 2, he held Cell down when they needed that fucking little getaway.
Yeah, that was 7 transformations ago.
Right, but I'm just saying, put some respect on his name. What the fuck is Krillin done?
He got eliminated.
He got his ass whipped, but he was on that fucking ship.
That's only because he ran away.
But nah, the Tournament of Power, man. Honestly, the only thing about the Tournament of Power, and I can't even say that the transformations were cool because the way they went about introducing Ultra Instinct was just so disrespectful to those of us who like want any semblance of like this nigga Goku. So let me get this straight. Beerus is a god of destruction, has been alive for millennia, hasn't even mastered this technique. Goku goes Ultra Instinct in the span of 20 minutes. 3 different times. And you mean to tell me he masters it by the end of it, dog? Anything, bro, Goku is God. Goku, bro, when Goku finishes the transformation, a fucking galaxy forms around him. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, why?
The Son of Man will appear on a cloud, and he will bring with him great glory and power. Do you not remember the flying Nimbus?
Bro, and my biggest issue with the Tournament of Power, beyond the pacing and beyond the general, it didn't need fucking 40-something episodes. Clearly. 40 episodes of filler, 40 plus episodes of straight filler. They were just gonna milk this shit dry, dog. Like, you established there's only 3 people that matter, bruh. Jiren, matter of fact, Jiren, Universe 6. That's it. You established that from the jump. What was the rest of everything was for, dog? At least you can say, you know what? Like the Chuunin exam, like the festival arc, like what other people do, let's highlight everybody else. No, this nigga Goku fought every fucking body, bruh. This nigga was in every scene, bruh. Niggas couldn't get the one by themselves, dog. It was a battle royale. It's a battle royale. This was not no one-on-one. It was a battle royale. And Goku still got all this. How can you fight everybody at the same time, bruh? How? And then the other thing that they did, I know me and you, we kind of disagree on this, and I'm going to take this to my grave, dog. I was cool with Jiren just being a badass, bruh. If you're going to give him a backstory, don't do that to him, dog. Don't give him the most pathetic, childish, fucking sense of determination. Oh, this guy killed my fucking master, bruh. And I'll never love and get close to anybody else again because I don't want to feel like that again. What? That made you the strongest fucking person in the world. Wow. Why didn't it work for anybody else? Because you're not the only one that it happened to, bro. What was special about you with that situation, dog? Like, if you're going to do that to Jiren, which was build up as one of the most badass dudes ever, then don't do that to him. Just let him be a badass. Not everybody needs a backstory, bro.
Yeah, just universal soldier. Nobody knows anything.
Yeah, just let him be just let him be a fucking badass, dog. Don't make that his motivation, bro.
There was no fucking story in Super anyway. Honestly, there was really no reason to elaborate on anybody at all.
Shout out to Frieza, though.
Shout out to Frieza.
Yeah, they had Golden Frieza on there, man.
That was one transformation I was excited about.
Honestly, bro. I honestly, if I wanted to think of the names in these transformations, dog, I could go eat a lot of food, take a shit, take that turd out of the toilet, throw it on the floor, and then pick up a name out of the shit I just shat, bro. Like, because that's clearly what they're doing. Golden Frieza, Ultra Instinct, like
Super Saiyan Blue.
And another thing, Ultra Instinct. Why butcher such a cool concept? Why? I've never seen a transformation have 3 different points, bruh. That's how hard they milked the shit. They were like, nope, this is defensive Ultra Instinct. Nope, this is offensive Ultra Instinct. Nope, this is complete Ultra Instinct. And it still didn't work, bruh. So what's the fucking point, dog?
Bro, I mean, Dragon Ball Z just basically became transformation porn.
Yes, bro.
After fucking Namek Saga, bro. It's just transformation porn. And like, honestly, you know, when it first came out, I was digging Tournament of Super just because it was something to watch. But obviously, I've had a lot of time to sit back on it. Like, I wouldn't go through it again. There's every other tournament arc we talked about. Like, I've rewatched a bunch of them. Chuunin exam I've seen multiple times. The Dark Tournament I've seen multiple times. The Battle City I've seen multiple times. Sports Festival I've seen bits and parts of it multiple times. Like, bro, I'm never gonna go back and waste the time to watch the Tournament of Power. Like, I have no desire to fucking do that. And I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan.
I concur.
All right, so to end the show off, and oh God, bro, my mouth is just disgusting talking about Dragon Ball Super, bro. Ugh.
We should go to Wawa, get a delicious beverage.
Yeah, we should definitely do that after this. But before we wrap up the show, any kind of your current animes that you like, what kind of ideas that you may have had for a tournament arc? You know what I'm saying? Whether it's an anime that you like or just something that you thought. Like, have you had any? And I know I just threw that to you like last second. My bad, bro. Like, we didn't talk about it at all.
Well, I mean, I don't have any ideas like that in particular. I will say though, I started watching Shokugeki no Soma with Nick, the Food Wars anime. I'm looking forward to watching season 4. I haven't seen season 4 yet. I'm waiting to start that shit with him once we catch up. It's gonna be lit.
Yeah, we're probably going to end up watching a few episodes of that tonight. And we've actually cleared off counter space and bought new knives and shit so that we can start doing Shokugekis at the crib.
It's about to go down.
Let me be a part of that shit, dog.
We getting another grill probably in 2 weeks, so we going to be having grill battles.
Bro, you know I'm definitely going to be a part of that. But you know there's like a whole YouTube channel dedicated to that. Like, it's a dude, I think it's him and his girl. And they just do anime food. They literally recreate anime food, bro.
Bro, we could do that. And yo, we could do specifically, we should just cut all this shit out right here.
Nah, it's at the end. Who fucking cares? If you make it that far, who fucking cares, bro?
Talking about midget porn and brownie batter.
Wait, okay, that's that's next level.
Oh, the fake pork loin?
The fake pork roast with the fucking potatoes wrapped in bacon. Bro, I've been thinking about making that since I seen it the first episode, bro.
I'm gonna try to find the channel because I don't know it off the top. But anybody who's listening and wants to know that, I'll put it in the fucking description where you can find our fucking podcast out in too. But yeah, like I'll be watching the videos and it looks 90%, almost 100% like the actual animation. Like, what the fuck? I'm here for that shit, dog. So, all in all, I like this episode, man. It was real fun, bro. And Dark Tournament, good. Festival arc, good. Tournament of Power, trash. That's the general fucking opinion right now, man. Anything else for y'all?
Man, nah. I think we did some good amount of justice to these tournament arcs. Truth be told, to keep it 100, we had another episode planned. We kind of threw this one together last minute, but we made it work. You feel me? Because we real niggas. We love this shit. We love the tournament arcs. We needed a new Blurred talk, so I had fun talking about this. I'm looking forward, man, to the next time we do one of these, bro. I don't know what the fuck it's gonna be about, but you know, it's gonna be dope. But it's your boy Rob, man, and I'm out.
Yeah, you already know it's her, man. Deuces.
All right, y'all. Do yourself a favor before we go. If you got Netflix, check out Kengan Ashura. First season's a little slow. Second season really picks up. Great tournament anime. Might surprise you. It's Nick and I'm out.
And the IG page, follow us. You can follow us now at Couch Bros Pod on IG. Finally started putting some posts up on that bitch. So yeah, let's get it.
Group OnlyFans page coming soon.
All right, bro.